Snow fell relentlessly. It blanketed the sprawling grounds of Winter Mansion. The old house loomed, a shadow against the white. Locals spoke of Winter Mansion in hushed tones. They told tales of strange lights and mournful cries echoing from within its walls. Few dared to venture near. The mansion held a dark and mysterious aura. Inside, the mistress of the manor moved like a ghost herself. Widow Winter, they called her. Her beauty was undeniable, framed by long dark hair and eyes that held a deep sadness. She was a specter of her former self, haunted by a grief that clung to her like the winter frost. The grand halls of the mansion were her prison. The silence was her only companion. Nightfall brought a group of travelers to the mansion's doorstep. Lost and seeking refuge from the blizzard, they hesitated. The stories of Winter Mansion were well known, but the storm raged, and they had little choice. The heavy oak door creaked open. Widow Winter stood before them, a flicker of surprise in her eyes. She welcomed them with a hesitant courtesy, offering them warmth and shelter from the storm. The weary travelers stepped inside. They were a mismatched group, a young couple seeking adventure, a grizzled old professor studying local folklore, an aspiring writer hungry for inspiration. They gathered around the roaring fire in the grand hall. Each felt a shiver run down their spine. The mansion had an unsettling presence. It was as if the very walls were watching them. Sleep came fitfully that night. The wind howled outside, mimicking the cries the locals described. The old professor, drawn to the mansion's mysteries, found himself wandering the halls. He stumbled upon a hidden room, its walls lined with portraits of a handsome man. His eyes, full of life in the paintings, seemed to follow the professor's every move. The young writer, unable to sleep, began to jot down notes. She felt an icy breath on her neck. Turning, she saw only a fleeting shadow disappearing around a corner. The young couple, nestled by the fire, heard whispers coming from the shadows. Their words were indistinct, but the tone was undeniably mournful. As the night wore on, the secrets of Winter Mansion began to unravel. The old professor, piecing together clues from the hidden room and whispered rumors, discovered the tragic tale of Widow Winter and her lost love. The man in the portraits was her husband, a charismatic artist who had captured her heart. He had died tragically, lost at sea on a voyage to sell his art. But the professor's research uncovered a darker truth. The husband had not been alone on that fateful journey. He had been accompanied by Widow Winter's own sister, a woman consumed by jealousy and greed. Their betrayal had shattered Widow Winter's heart, leaving her a recluse in her grand, empty mansion. The travelers, gathered in the cold light of dawn, listened to the professor's tale. They were no longer strangers but confidants, bound by the shared experience of the night. They understood the sorrow that clung to Widow Winter, the weight of her grief. The mansion no longer felt menacing. It was a monument to a love lost and a life shattered. As the storm subsided and the travelers prepared to leave, they looked upon Widow Winter with new eyes. They saw not a ghost, but a woman bearing the weight of a tragic past. They left Winter Mansion forever changed by the encounter, carrying the story of love, loss, and the enduring power of grief within their hearts.